Today we're going to take a look at the WeaponTech bolt hold open followers for the AK-47. Holds open just nicely. One of my personal issues with the AK and with a lot of guys is that on that last round the bolt does not hold open. This is the way the rifle was designed. There are Yugoslavian and East German magazines that will hold the bolt open. And here I've got one right here. This little piece right here is what hits the bolt. It keeps it from going forward. But there are some things, there's a dimple removed right here for the standard AK magazines, and this follower is only good for this magazine, so it's proprietary. But with new technology comes great progress, and that's one of the things about WeaponTech. They have designed a follower that will fit typically any standard surplus magazine, and also all the Tapco magazines. Insert an empty magazine, bring it back, it holds open. Getting to that last round, you know, because the action works differently. You know that the bolt is holding open. You can get straight to your magazine instead of bringing the hammer down, which just makes it so much easier. Of course, if you remove the magazine, it automatically goes home. You bring in your next magazine, bring it back, and here we go. The follower's holding again. In this first test, we're going to shoot a Tapco mag without the bolt hold open, fire off the rounds until it's empty, and then we're going to add in with the WeaponTech bolt hold open feature. Here's the follower. It has that little metal piece. It'll catch the bolt and hold it back. So let's check it out. The big thing is that it holds the bolt back and you feel it. It definitely goes forward when you release the magazine, which is just inherent with the system. But it definitely gives you a warning so you're not clicking on an empty chamber. You can go ahead and get right to your next magazine. I'm not proficient enough with the AK to really demonstrate this correctly, but you can definitely see the advantage of using the follower, because it does give you that advantage. And for all you AK guys that are laughing at my technique, hey, it is what it is. But I'm getting there. Now here we have a Yugoslavian mag. You can see how it comes up with the standard magazine. And this is a Romanian magazine. The magazine stops at a certain place, and the bolt, of course, slides right over. To put in your WeaponTech magazine follower, just remove the base plate and you push down, and then just bring the base plate back. Now this is under spring tension, so be careful, and then release your magazine spring. Here the follower just comes straight out like this. Take your WeaponTech. There's a little ledge right inside here that you slide the spring under. Real simple to do. Pop it into place, slide it into your magazine body. Right here on the base plate, there's a couple of little lips, and you slide this over your follower, holding down your spring. And this spring can come out really simply. And just snap it into place, and you're back to normal. Now you have your bolt hold open WeaponTech follower in place. Really simple to do, very easy. Just be careful when you're putting that spring in, because it will come out if you're not careful. Now, one of the things you'll notice with your standard follower is that it's rounded off here, and it allows the bolt to come over. This keeps the bolt, it stops the bolt, and because of that, there are some things about this that keep it from jamming forward. Some people will remove the dimples in the magazine and try to insert one of the Yugo mags. The big problem is that's not the way the magazine was designed, and typically these followers are very thin, and it will start to malfunction. It may hold open a few times, but it will start to malfunction after a while. This, not only does it hold that last round open, but it also is an American-made part to go in your AK magazines, which goes for your 922R compliance. One of the reasons why a few years ago I ordered a bunch of Tapco followers is because it gave me another part for my AK. Now, really, 922R is not being heavily enforced right now, but that could change, and if it does change, people are going to run to buy these different followers and parts, and they're going to be difficult to get. So one thing is you're going ahead of the curve. But once you remove the magazine, even with the bolt hold open, the bolt will go forward. And so a lot of guys are like, well, why in the world would you want to do that? Well, there's a few reasons. For one thing, of course, with the round being held open, it leaves it open for safety reasons. A lot of ranges want you to have your rifle open when you go down to check targets, and that's one of the problems with the AK. This way, you don't have to have necessarily a safety flag to go in. It will remain open this way. Then, you've got that last round when you know the round has been fired. It functions differently. When the bolt holds open, you know that that is the last round. And that means that, you know, it could be a dead round in the chamber, and you know you're starting to try to put another magazine in. You've got a dead round, you got to remove the magazine. I mean, it takes time. And also, to me, one of the biggest things is, let's say that you're in a self-defense situation, which heaven forbid, you go to click and you hit a dead chamber with no round in the chamber in a critical situation. This way, you know the bolt's holding open, you know the magazine's empty, you switch out your magazine when you can. So there's a number of reasons to have this. Now, one of the things that the Russians have just done, in fact, over the past month, is they've retrofit all their new AK-47 magazines with the bolt hold open feature. And they plan to have this completed by 2016, using very similar technology to what WeaponTech has done. Here you can see a little bit of the difference, how it has the cutout here on the WeaponTech follower. This is a metal piece, so it's reinforced. And then here is the standard magazine. This is to go over that little dimple place, but then you have it here as well. And then there's a cutout on the other side that's not here that actually helps, because when that bolt comes forward, it actually helps to rest here instead of butting up with this part onto your magazine body. So that's one of the things about it. In fact, the guys that designed these followers say that they will hold up to 30,000 rounds in an AK-47. That's just one magazine. Now, but one of the big problems is it does not function in the Magpul magazine, the P-Mags. And part of that is because Magpul makes a dedicated follower that actually fits in the magazine body. This won't even go up through the magazine. Now, taking the AK P-Mag, you can see that because the follower has these grooves in it, it corresponds with grooves that are inside the magazine. With the WeaponTech followers, it blocks the entrance, and that's the big reason why you can't use these in the P-Mags. And I believe the US Palm Mags, the followers won't work because you can't remove the base plate. So really, other than that, I think you're going to find that these followers work in any of your surplus magazines. Now, this will work in the Tapco magazines. I'm not a big fan of the original Tapco AK mags, even though they do work. They're kind of clunky, they're big. These are the slick side Tapco magazines. These things function extremely well. Really like these magazines. And of course, they do accept, this one doesn't have it actually, but they do accept the follower very easily. And of course, this again is a US made part, so this counts for, I believe, 3 parts toward 922R. Adding the follower in your imported mag does give you 1 additional part for your AK for 922R. They come in 3 packs and they run $14.95, so it's a $5 upgrade to really make it compatible with Yugo and East German mags, which those can be very expensive. So taking your inexpensive, cheaper, regular 30-round AK magazines and upgrading them with a $5 upgrade is really cheap. Now I have the website to WeaponTech.com, but these are available at Primary Arms right now. So check them out. Primary Arms, great source not only for really cool optics, but also a lot of other things that they do carry. And I want to give a big thanks to Dimitri at Primary Arms for sending these and letting me just test them out. And so now I've got 3 sets of these, and they just really function extremely well. So the WeaponTech AK-47 followers that have the bolt hold open, thumbs way up. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Today we're going to take a look at the WeaponTech bolt hold open AK-47 followers. So the WeaponTech AK-47 enhanced bolt hold open